Hi dear students, this presentation is the last one from the third module of the subject Advanced Energy Engineering. In this presentation, we will be discussing about solar wind hybrid energy systems as well as the economics of the wind power system uh, in India as well as worldwide we will discuss in this presentation. So first coming to the solar wind hybrid energy system. Solar, as the name indicates, solar wind hybrid. Hybrid always means it is a combination of two different systems working together. That is what is hybrid. So both solar system as well as wind energy conversion system will be clubbed together to produce more power. That is what is known as solar wind hybrid energy system. Solar wind hybrid energy system is the combined power generating system consisting of wind turbines and solar energy panels. So both will be used. Solar panel will be there as well as the wind turbines also will be there. So both will be generating power. As we know, both are producing the DC current. So will be initially stored in a common battery system. That is what is applied. It also includes a battery which is used to store the energy generated from both the sources. So common storage battery will be there, both power generated from both wind turbine as well as solar panel will be stored in a common battery. Using this system, power generation by the wind turbines when wind source is available and generation from the PV module when the light radiation is available can be achieved. So we know sometimes it is the both wind as well as solar energy is available, not continuously available. Wind will be intermittently available, but it will be available for the 24 hours, but in between there can be break also. But in the case of solar energy, it is available during the daytime only. In the complete night time it won't produce any energy. So once both is clubbed together, we can have a continuous energy supply. That is the advantage of solar wind hybrid energy system. uh, the solar cell will be producing the energy when the light radiation is there, and wind turbine will be producing energy when the wind is available. Both units can be generated power when both sources are available. So if both are available, then both will be producing the power. Wind power is converted to electricity in DC form by controller circuits. So initially the wind power is converted to electricity in DC form by control circuits consisting converter and rectifiers and is stored in the battery. Similarly, DC current produced from PV array is also stored in the same battery. So this is the schematic representation of the combined hybrid system. That is, you can see the wind turbine here. So wind turbine will be producing the electricity. So wind controller mechanism and the current producing mechanism will be here. That is what is commonly known as wind controllers. So everything is shown in this block diagram. So once DC current is produced, it will be stored in the battery. Here also we will have the PV array. For the photovoltaic cell, we will have solar controllers, separate controllers will be there. That also will be producing initially producing the DC current only. So both DC will be stored in the battery bank, and once it is needed as DC supply, it is directly supplied from the battery to DC loads. If you need to supply to the household applications, or if you want to convert it into AC loads, then we will be using the inverters. So inverters will convert the DC current into AC, and finally it will be supplied to the AC loads. It can be either household applications as well as even if the installed capacity of wind power and PV array is very high, then we can even supply to the grid also. Okay, so that is all about the combined or hybrid solar wind energy system. Okay, so that is what is only in our syllabus, so we'll be discussing only this one. But in textbook and all, you can see a lot of hybrid systems are available. Those who are interested, you can go through the different combinations of the hybrid system with wind that you can study yourself. I think in the 6th module it is coming. If it is coming in the 6th module, then we will discuss it. Other systems we will discuss in detail in that portion. Okay, now coming to the advantages of wind energy conversion system. See, here we are discussing about advantages of wind energy conversion system. Wind energy conversion system means I am talking about the wind turbines. Okay, we have in the initial presentation we have discussed about the wind advantages of wind energy, that we have already covered. This is the advantages of wind energy conversion system. So coming to the advantages, wind energy is an important renewable energy and is available free of cost. That is the main advantage of wind energy conversion. So it can produce the power without any investment. Okay, of course initial investment will be there, but once it is installed, then continuously it will be producing the power. There is not much maintenance and all. It is helpful in supplying the electric power to remote areas. That is the main advantage of wind energy conversion system. Sometimes in the remote areas and all, electric lines may not be possible today. So in that cases, only dependency is either on the solar power or wind power. So solar power, as we have already discussed, it is available only in the daytime. So the most of the power supply requirement is in the night time. So more better to go for the wind energy conversion system if it is possible. Wind power generation is cost effective and reliable. That is another advantage of this system, wind energy conversion system. No pollution during energy generation. That is another advantage. Economically competitive as well as reliable and has been used for ages. So for a lot of, it is proven technology and it is using for the years. So that are all the advantages of wind energy conversion system. Coming to the disadvantages of wind energy conversion system, disadvantages are much large compared to the advantages. So coming to the different disadvantages of wind energy conversion system, first one is wind energy has low energy density and favorable in geographical location away from cities and forests. So this is the main disadvantage. The energy density available is very low. For the higher power production, the wind velocity should be very high. So unluckily, we don't have such geometrical areas. The areas available, where the wind speed is very high, is very less as far as India is concerned. Only coastal areas like Gujarat will have the much wind speed available. So of course they are harvesting it also. So geographical limitations are the first disadvantages. So and it cannot be erected in the highly populated areas, cities and all. We cannot install these wind energy conversion system because of its huge size and all. It is very dangerous. Now coming to the second disadvantage, variable, unsteady, irregular, intermittent, erratic, and sometimes dangerous. All these are the disadvantages. Variable, the availability of the wind is varying. It is not constant or unsteady. We cannot, since it is varying, it means it automatically it is unsteady, irregular, intermittent also. So even dangerous means if some accidents happens, it is a huge structures. The size of the wind turbines are very huge. So if any if any cracking happens, then it will be very dangerous for the nearby people. That's why it is always installed in the remote areas. Wind turbine design and installations have proved to be complex due to widely varying atmospheric conditions in which they are to operate. Again, design and installation is very difficult, and as also once it is installed, the availability of the wind depends mainly on the climate. So if the climate changes, then sometimes after erection, if the climate is changing, that means wind availability becomes less, then it will be it will be a huge loss for the operators. Small units are more reliable but have higher capital cost. Of course, small units, it is easy to maintain as well as do the maintenance works and all. Everything is reliable, but the problem is for small units, the capital cost of power production per kilowatt hour cost for per kilowatt hour power production, if you compare with huge structures or large units, then it will be very high. That is the main problem. Large units require, but if you go for the large units require sophisticated technology even if they have low capital cost. The large units are having low capital cost, but it requires much sophisticated technologies, and also maintenance also will be more. Requires energy storage batteries which indirectly and substantially contribute to the environmental pollution. So that is another disadvantage. Large batteries are required, large number of batteries are required for the storage of the energy. So that will create some pollution problem. Wind farms are located only in vast open areas in locations of favorable winds. Such locations are generally away from the load centers. That is another disadvantage. So we had to carry this low power produced from the production center to the load where it is required. So that is very difficult. So lengthy transmission lines are required if we want to carry it. Turbine rotors are not very efficient as they extract only 10 to 40% of the available wind energy. So in that case also, if technology is not improved, so that also is a disadvantage right now. Wind energy are capital intensive. Wind energy are capital intensive. So if you calculate the complete capital cost, it will be very high. Once it is installed, okay, after onwards the cost will be much less. But if you consider the total cost, that we will discuss in the next topic. So coming to that one, that is wind power economics. In this presentation, we will be discussing about the wind power economics. So as a general layout, these are the main cost breakup of wind turbine. See, capital cost is around all are in dollars, US dollars, 600 to 800 per kilowatt. So per kilowatt energy production we require for capital cost it is this much. Capital cost for equipment, that is, this is only for the purely for equipment, and capital cost for the project means for the other preparation and all, this will be coming around this much value. For maintenance, once it is erected, yearly maintenance will be there, or monthly maintenance will be there. For maintenance yearly uh, we had to see this much amount of this much cost per kilowatt hour power production. So it is not possible to by her all these values, but still you can at least remember few values, how much it will be coming around, approximate value you can have an idea. That's why this presentation is operating life is maximum for not maximum, it is usually for 25 years. So after 25 years if it is working means it will be maintenance also will be becoming high. So that also we have to consider levelized cost. So within this 25 years we have to get all this expenditure, then only we'll have the profit. So in that case, if you compare about the conventional energy sources available, it is not feasible. That is the main disadvantage with the wind power. So levelized cost is this much. Now coming to the percentage share, capital cost is coming as 70%. See, initial cost is the highest one. Annual operating cost is 10%. Annual maintenance cost is 15%. Prevention maintenance 4%. Annual major overhauling is 1%. See, once it is erected, that capital cost is the biggest one. 70% of the total cost is for the capital cost. That is for the installation and all. So once it is installed, then there is not uh, much amount is required for the operation and for the power production. That is the advantage. If the government is supporting with what we can say subsidies and all, then somehow we can have a better option. So somewhat we can adjust. That's all. If it is from the purely from our hand, then it will be very difficult to install such projects. Now coming to the wind power production status of various states in India. Andhra Pradesh, this is in megawatt, you can see, and the data is based on 2019 till 2013 1 2019. So cumulative wind power, that capacity, cumulative wind power capacity, that's the installed capacity of the station. Total wind power stations we are talking about in Andhra Pradesh, we have 4092.45 megawatt capacity, installed capacity. Okay, different power plants, different wind turbines capacity added together, that is what is 4092.45 megawatt. Gujarat, of course, 7203.77, that much megawatt they are installed capacity they have. Initially, around 10 years back, Gujarat was the leading wind power producer. Since they are having lot of coastal area and wind availability is high. Similarly, Maharashtra also was leading at that time, but now the strategy changed. Now the leading one is, I think, Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu is having 9232.77 megawatt. So that is the leading state producing the wind power. This is of course changing. Coming to the Kerala, you can see that it is 62.50 megawatt capacity, only very less compared to the other states. Of course, we have the geographical difficulties. One side we are having the uh, hilly area and all, so it will be very difficult. Wind will be blocked there, so it won't be reaching the Kerala area. And the another major difficulty is we are highly populated. The population density in Kerala is very high. Land area is less and population is very high, so density of the population is very high. So free land available is very less. Of course, we are having coastal area. Even in the coastal area, we are having the highly populated places only. So that is a major difficulty that we are having. Wind availability, of course, is there in the coastal areas, but still, the major problem is with the population density. And Karnataka, nearby state, is 4753 megawatts. See, go through the strategies I have already told. Initially, Gujarat and Maharashtra were leading, but now Maharashtra is not much, uh, has not grown much from the around 10 years back strategies, but Gujarat still it is producing much higher uh, energy from the wind power, that is 7203, of course, in the second position. That's all about the total status of wind power in India. And altogether we are having 37,000, around 37,000 megawatt capacity wind power plant, wind turbine power plant. We can say wind power plants. Okay, of course, that much energy production is there from the wind energy in India. Okay, it is a, of course, it is a huge value. In around 10 years back, we were in sixth position, I think, but now we have moved to fourth position almost. Coming to the world status of wind power, there is a comparison from 2015 to 2018. So here also, remembering all these values, it will be very difficult, but still you can have an idea which country is leading in the world. Of course, China, I think China is leading with 2,21,630 megawatt installed capacity in 2018. See, there is a drastic change. That is what is technology demands. See, in 2015 there were 1,48,000, but now they have moved on to 2,21,000. So that proportion of the wind energy production in China is increasing. They are more shifting towards the renewable sources and sustainability. Now, coming to the next one, that is United States is in the second position with 96,363 megawatt installed capacity. Of course, India also, we have already told, this is the 2018 data, that's why it is 35,017 megawatt capacity. Now in 2019 it has increased to 37,000. So of course India is in the fourth position. That is very good as far as India is concerned. Then comes Spain, United Kingdom, France. So these are the major countries producing the wind energy or depending on the wind energy. And at least you remember some values, approximate only you need to remember, and remember which countries are leading, and think about what is our position, and there should be some comparison if possible. Why China is having this much a lead in the production of the wind power, that also you have to answer. Okay, search for it. So that is all about the economics of the wind power. With this, the third module is over. So some numericals if required. I think there is no need of discuss about no need to discuss about the numericals from this topic, but still I will look for it. If time permits, we will come back after once the all the modules are completed. We will come back to the third module purely for the numericals if it is required. I think previous university questions has never, no problems were asked from this module, so I think it is better to go first. Initially we will cover theory sides, and if needed we will come back. Okay, that's all about third module. In the next presentation we will be starting the fourth module. So that's all about third module. Thank you.